Greetings everyone and welcome to Ejiko TV. I am Justice Prince and today on the show is the Writer's Journal. I have with me two beautiful young people and I'd like to welcome them. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Let me start with you. What's your name?
Okay, my name is Richard Ezra.
Richard Ezra. And you, my beautiful?
Yes, I'm Francesco.
Francesco. You're welcome one more time.
Thank you very much.
What is your take on the connotation of writing?
Okay, writing is something that everyone admires. And so in our world, we can't exist without writing. So far as men continue to read, language continues to exist, then writing also becomes something inevitable in our level. So I define writing as the palpable ink of thought. That is the manifestation of the thoughts and the ideas of men in an ink. And so whenever you see writing anywhere, you don't just have to look at it just like that. Every writer hides behind letters, the ink, to express whatever he wants to give to the world. And so whenever you see people's writing, it is the people themselves in the print. That's what I define writing.
Okay, Frances, what do you understand by writing?
Thank you very much for such a wonderful question. Alright, I perceive writing as one of the fundamental form of communication and documentation that has been the instrumental in the development of human civilization. So I defined writing as the act of expressing thoughts, ideas, information, emotion, using the visualized recognizable symbols, which is known as writing system, such as alphabets and characters. And that's all that I know about writing.
Wow, beautiful. Richard, in your explanation, you mentioned something like palpable also.
Yeah.
How do you explain it?
I didn't remember I said something like that. No, the word palpable goes something effective, something which is very smooth, it flows very well. And so when we talk of writing, this is the palpable ink of thought, that is the effective flow of the ink. And when we talk about the ink, you know letters, anything about that, it's okay. That's what I mean by palpable.
Alright, and Frances also, you mentioned visualize or something. Can you
Yeah, when you
explain?
talk about visualize, things that we can see. Because before you put ideas into writing, that ideas must be known or be able to read by the public or by any hand that touches it. That is the visualize.
Wow. Wow. It's such a blessing having these two people with us today. And Richard, how many write-ups have you made so far?
Okay, for the write-ups, I'm the current CEO of Rich Creative, where we have rich code, rich poetry, rich grammar, all these kinds of things. And okay, for now, as of the current age, I can say I have 25 poems and about, let's say, 30 quotes.
Still counting.
Yeah, still counting. Writing about that, so it's alright.
How about you, my darling?
Please, I've written a lot. I have a lot of write-ups and I write poems and motivational messages. But as for now, I don't normally keep records of my writings. I now started creating a portfolio for my write-ups. So for now, I have only few of them in my chambers.
Alright. Richard, what has been your inspiration?
Okay, writing is something that I took it as my own life. Because I remember Shakespeare one time said, from eternal lines to time, thou growest. And so I realized that men become immortal, not by whatever they do on this earth, but men become immortal by writing. So writing immortalizes every man. So I just wanted to be an immortal being. And so since I want to be immortal, I told the device that let me put whatever I want to give to this world. There is this saying, there is this quote I keep quoting, that impact is the currency of life. Yes, impact is the currency of life. And impact is worth more than gold. And so if I want to impact this world, not in a business form or in any other form, but I can put my ideas in writing so that men will read and they will decode the manuals of life. So that's my inspiration.
So if I really understand what you said earlier, your inspiration is you want to be immortal.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, God Almighty made mankind to be mortal. That is quite beautiful. Frances,
Yes, boss.
what has been your inspiration?
Thank you very much. As a beginning writer, I find inspiration from various aspects of life in the world around me. In fact, several factors have motivated and influenced me on my writing journey. And the one is my love for storytelling. Ever since I was young, I've been captivated by storytelling, narratives, and even everyday conversations. I just want to cite an example. When I was young, the community that I was brought up, in fact, there were few people who were having television. In my home, there was nothing like television. So the only source of entertainment was storytelling, especially during weekends. So during weekends, the elderly people in the family would gather all the young ones and then they try to tell us stories. So in the telling of the story, if you are a child who likes lying a lot, or who likes going out in the evenings, or who normally listen to advice, after listening to the story, at that moment, you become a born again. Because the consequences the actors in the story faced will allow you to be a born again. You never try doing that kind of thing again. So that kind of storytelling is echoing in me. It has brought a positive impact in me, and that it has inspired me to. It's one of the inspirational messages or inspirational medium that is boosting my writer. And another thing is reading. I love reading a lot, and reading is one of the essential aspects of my life. Anything reading material that I lay my hand off, I just read. Not because I feel like reading it or I feel idle, but I just want to impart more knowledge into my already existing knowledge. And then also sometimes I read I may draw a lot of wisdom and to ginger me from not falling apart, but to keep me standing. I just want to quote something. For a few days I wrote a poem named Life is Precious.
Life is precious.
Yes, this poem, I didn't draw it from anywhere, but from my own experience.
Wow.
Yes, I entered into a tragic moment that I nearly took my life. Yes. And I gathered the courage to have one-on-one talk to some people. And through their motivation and inspiration, in fact, I got my life back. So I decided to put this kind of tragedy, and then how I stood up again and never give up into writing and also inspire people. So these are some of the ways or videos through which I got my inspiration from.
Wow, viewers. If she had taken her life, it would have been very hard for us to have such a heroine with us today. But blessed be God Almighty, she did not take her life. Well, Richard said earlier that he has an organization called Rich Cooks. Am I correct? Frances, do you have such an organization also?
Please no, I have not had any such of idea in my mind, because I didn't add write up as, or I didn't see write up to be my career. I just felt like writing what I'm passing through, what I read. I decided to share what is in me into the world. I now got to know that people really need my ideas, so I'm not planning of having that kind of setup.
Interesting.
So I will think about that one.
Interesting, interesting. So, Richard, what is your target in the writing market?
Okay, my target is the youth. Yeah, the youth of our day have something that they fail to acknowledge. They fail to acknowledge writing. They fail to acknowledge what people write. There is this quote in the Bible saying, "There is nothing new under the sun." And so, for the manual that we need to survive this life, I think writing can do it. So far as men continue to live, then writing can be the directive of their life. So my target is mostly the youth, to help them conquer this world conquer emotions, conquer ideas, learn and impart lives, and take this idea of selfishness away. So everyone becomes an imparting individual. That's why.
So what is so much special about the youth? Because we have children and then those in the senior sense. What is so much special about the youth?
Yeah, the youth, they constitute, I think, about 70% of the world's population.
Okay.
And so, if we want to transform our world, then we should target the youth. They are the ones who are going to grow into grizzled ones to take over government and all these things. And so, if, for instance, in Africa, mostly we describe African leaders, most of them as like they are so selfish or something like that. When we impart the youth through writing, that they become or they develop this sense of cooperativeness, this sense of imparting lives. I think even when they assume government, they will use that as a leverage to build self-connection and to impart lives. So that is why I'm more targeting the youth.
Wow, beautiful. Mrs. Frances.
Yes, boss.
Up to you.
Well, as our brother Richie said, it's all about the youth, and then the weakling is what I'm targeting. The youth and the weakling. It is the youth that are ruling the world nowadays, and a lot of the youth are deviating. A lot of them too, when they enter into a problem, then they thought that after all, that's where it has to end. They try to give up. So we are targeting the youth, or I'm targeting the youth and the weakling. Those that they think that when you fall down, you can never stand up again. We try to motivate them, inspire them, and let them know that when you fall 1,000 times, rise up 1,000 times.
Wow, beautiful. When it comes to the economic community, I believe that when two people are dealing in the same commodity, there could be a form of competition. And since the both of you are targeting the youth, don't you think there's going to be competition?
It's not about competition. Like I said earlier on, we are imparting lives. And so if I am imparting the youth, and she's also imparting the youth in her area, I think doing her aspect very well and I also do my aspect very well. At least we can intersect and create that society that we are yearning for the youth. So it's not competition, it's a life impartation.
Wow, beautiful, beautiful. So what do you intend to achieve?
Okay, at the end I just want this name, Rich Coat, to be immortal. I just want people to have life transformation through my writers. So that is one of the greatest achievements I want to leave behind. That one day when people mention my name, at least they will smile. There is this quote I always used to say that one day I'll be laid in a casket and everyone will come for my funeral. But my prayer is that at the end, those crying at my funeral should cry for going to miss the impact I made in their life. And those who are going to laugh should also laugh for imparting their life before living. So my life is full of impact. So that is what I want to achieve.
Wow, impressive, impressive, impressive. Ms. Frances,
Yes.
we are watching you from Njiko and the diaspora. How do you motivate someone who is not interested in writing to start also putting something on paper?
Thank you very much. I want to throw a challenge to the world, especially the youth. They shouldn't see writing as just putting an ink on a paper, but they should see writing as an inner thought. People get to know who you are through your writing. Sometimes you can find yourself in a situation that you don't know anyone to communicate to, but the moment you pick a pen and decide to write, then you attempt to revive from what you've lost. So I will encourage each and everyone to take writing as one of the essential tools of their life. It will benefit them a lot. From an experience, I'm speaking as an experience. So experience, they say, is a hard teacher, not a good one, but a very hard one, because it's not easy. So I'm urging the youth to take interest in writing. It's a very, very good thing. It is very good for people to know who you are.
Okay.
And then to know what is in your mind.
Okay.
So it is very, very good.
Yes, Richard, I have no interest in writing, so please motivate me and our viewers as well.
Okay. I just want to tell everyone that writing, like I said earlier, writing immortalizes a man. Writing makes a man a spirit being. You know, have you seen Jesus Christ before?
No.
I don't know if ever you have seen that before. And I don't know if you ever heard of, did you ever live to meet his Selassie?
No.
No. You see, these men are men who are gone. But you keep hearing of these men and their name keep ringing in the histories and the hearts of men. From generations after generations, the name will come out never. Why? Why? Because men continue to write about them. And so if you want to live on this earth, whereby you don't just die as a businessman, you don't just die as a teacher, you don't just die as maybe a carpenter or a nurse, but you want to live, and that men will see you as an immortal being, then keep something on the book.
Wow.
Just express the ink, and the ink will flow.
Wow. I'll start making my ink flowing. And the last question, please. You guys are prolific and proficient writers. With all due respect, can you mention at least 3 writers in Ghana?
Okay. Well, I have Ufiani Debonu.
Okay.
I have Amataidu. I have Amadaku.
Okay.
And I even have Councillor Danefe, who's also a writer.
That's beautiful. Frances, just mention any.
Okay, as for me, I don't know much of the writers. As I said earlier that I wasn't into writing much, so I didn't take a time to look at for the actors or the writers of Ghana. But there's one this writer that I love very much, that Peggy Okon, because I love reading a writer. I think he's the only writer that I can boast of. I can enjoy a lot of inspiration as it stands now.
Thank you very much, and you're welcome to HQ TV.
Thank you.
Okay, you are still watching the Writer's Journal, and this section has been a very interactive and educative one. There's a saying that time is not always our friend, and we'd like to end here. But before then, my brother Richard, do you have anyone you would like to recognize?
Yeah, I want to recognize my family as the 5 stars. My goddess, that's my mom, and my followers on TikTok, Richie Pat. WhatsApp, still reaching back, everywhere reaching back. I also want to acknowledge one of my sources who's been every day behind me, Itokawa. And a shout out to the HQ TV media team and the entire HQ community. I'll see the best time.
Wow, beautiful. Yes, Frances.
Okay, special greetings goes to my family, Mr. and Mrs. Raymond, and also my siblings, and then Mr. Samson, the former geography master. Also a special greeting goes to the students in Taiwan of HQ. Majority of them are supporting me, and also to my viewers, those who normally view or read my pattern, the writers, special greetings goes to them.
Wow, beautiful. I would also like to acknowledge our sponsor, Mr. Michael Akenya, a product of Enchico and also a teacher at Paris, France. With me today on the show, the Writer's Journal is Justice Prince. See you one more time. Bye-bye.